Hey guys, it's TMan, and this is a fairly interesting video. I have a feeling it's going to be. So I'll just get straight off into it. This is not I'm just having Minecraft in the background. This is a talky video where I talk about a thing I realised. So yeah, let's just get onto it. How do I start? I don't even know how to start this. I guess the best way to start it is the fact that I realised something extremely important. And it's kind of been bugging me this, now that I realise it, since I spent, about probably 17 years trying to work this out. And the fact that I spent that long is kind of upsetting. But basically what I've worked out is I spent years, like I said, 17 years probably roughly, of my life trying to work out who we are, why are we on this earth. Now I realise something important. It came to me this morning when I woke up. Kind of came through a dream really, which is interesting in itself. And I'm lying there, had this dream, and I'm like, that's actually true. We're on this earth. Why are we on this earth? Well, because nature, basically. But that's not the key to this video. I'm here to say basically what I think about my life now, basically. So, yeah, come with me and through my ramblings and talks. Basically, what I realised is when you're born, you're born into a life, and you spend years at school trying to work out what to do with your life. And I realised it doesn't matter what you do with your life as long as you do something with it. And that's the important thing. You can be... And then another thing I found interesting is at school, it's like at primary school, high school, you spend all this time trying to be, trying to get people to recognise you. And you shouldn't. You are who you are. Why bother trying to be something you're not? I spent years trying to be something I'm not, and it's not got me anywhere. And that's kind of what annoys me. I've spent so much time trying to be something I'm not, and that's really annoyed me since I've wasted God knows how many years. Basically, when you're at school, you try and be like everyone else. Not everyone can, which is fine. The key word here is you are who you are. You're unique. You're the only you that will ever be on this planet. So why try to be everyone else when you can just be you? And that is a very important thing I just realised, since I spent God knows how long trying to work out who I was. And it's funny how I only worked out who I was because it came to me through a dream, which is kind of sad when you think about it, since it shouldn't have taken me that long to work out who I was, but it has, and that's actually really bothering. But so I'm getting a bit emotional since saying these words out loud, having it recorded, it's not an easy prospect for me, since I've always tried to be a crowd pleaser. I always tried to fit in at school. I never could fit in. I spent basically all of my primary school and secondary school or high school or wherever you're from, trying to fit in, and all I ended up was being a loner. I made friends, yes, but because when I was trying to fit in, I never knew how. I had no social, I didn't know how to fit in. I didn't know how to be social, so I ended up basically I made friends, but I ended up driving them away. And that bothered me. It probably bothered me more than it should, but it's just not easy really when you think about it. You spend countless years with people, and then one day they can just turn around and hate you. And that got me. That really threw me when that happened. A person that I thought was a friend of mine, maybe they were a friend, but I guess I just drove them away, which ain't ideal when you think about it. So what I'm trying to get at is, when you're on this planet, you should be who you are. You should be unique, since there's no point trying to be, like everyone else. Since your life's not long enough for that to be the case. So don't try to please everyone, since you can't in this life. I know that for a fact. I'll be right back. And I'm back. Starting to get a bit teary, so what I realised what I need to do is I need to be just me. I can't, please everyone. I just should please myself. It's like, when you leave this world, even if you're remembered by a loved one or anyone, that's good enough. And you should be who you want to be when you leave this world, not who others want you to be. Since at the end of the day, you're unique, like I keep saying. So you gotta be that unique person. It's like, others around you may not be strong. You've got to be strong. Why should you? Although then again, why should you be strong? You should just be you. I don't see why. Yeah. So you should just be you. Enjoy your time you have on the world. Since the true fact of it is, it's a really short one, and that's the sort of thing that gets me. It's like, you live on this planet, yet the life on it is so short. And when you think about it like that, it's kind of crushing. And this video will basically be a rambling. It's me building slowly in the background, but I am rambling, trying to work out. So where was I? So basically what I spent my high school, even my primary school, so what's that, 7, 6, I'm not good at maths, 13 years of education, of lower education, I spent trying to be someone and not trying to be a loner. Well, no, not trying to be a loner, but that's where I ended up. I tried to be, frankly, I tried to be, popular. I tried to blend in, but it's like, you can't blend in when you come from a school that only had, 21 people. It's like, at high school I was so awkward, socially awkward, since I came from a school that had 21 people. What am I meant to do? So, I come from that into a school that has thousands upon thousands of people. And there's hundreds upon hundreds of people just in my year that I'm meant to make friends with. I tried my best, tried making friends with people in my classes, but at the end of the day, because I was, I didn't have the social skills others did, I couldn't. So I spent that time being a loner. That's, in a way, that's fine. In another way, it's not fine, since no one should go through that. Being a loner is not an easy prospect. But I went through it anyway. And I don't know. And it's not been an easy road. It's been a hard road. Very hard. And what I've now realised, I spent years, like I said, I'm rambling a bit, but I spent years trying to be someone I'm not. Trying, to be the normal person. Being normal. But for YouTube, when you do YouTube videos, you aren't a normal person. Think about it. Your voice on the end of a computer. For a lot of people, you're just a voice. People come, look at your videos, and disappear again. They never stay. No one really stays. You get your subscriber, but in the long run, you don't make much difference. Take Punisher. The people that make difference are those who, they enjoy making videos. I enjoy making videos. I'm just not very good at it, since, I can't really make them very often, since for me to make a video, it takes a massive amount of time, since my dyslexia, my slight speech impediment, and all those things. It's harder for me, basically. It's not easy for anyone, really, but it's a lot harder for me, and so that's always been fun. And it's like, the person I find I've looked at and I'm amazed by is a good friend of mine, Punisher. She's hit 1,000. Not 1,000. She hit 100 subscribers the other day. I look at that. That is a wonderful number. Since her videos are amazing, you should go and check them out. Actually, they're really good. I'll put a link in the description below, but that's not why you're here. Basically, the moral of the story is, for the brief time you're on this world, try to be who you want to be, not who others want you to be. You are unique, like I said. So why should you try to please other people when you should only be pleasing yourself? And I learned this. I'm really ashamed I learned this so late, since it shouldn't have taken me this long to learn, but it has, and that's kind of, like I said, troubling. It troubles me. I don't know why it troubles me so much, but it does. And at the end of the day, those are years of life I could have spent doing something else. And that's the thing that's so unfair about this world. You only get a limited time on it. While you're on it, you should try and be who you want to be, not who others want you to be. Since it's just not fair trying to be what others want you to be, since why should they get to decide what you are, since you are yourself? You shouldn't have to worry about others. You should just worry about yourself. Sorry about that, bump the mic. But it's very fascinating. You look at the human mind develops in weird ways to think it needs to please other people. It doesn't. There's nothing that says the human mind needs to do that. We just believe we need to do that to make everyone happy. You don't. If you just make yourself happy, and that's all that matters. As long as you make yourself happy, find someone who loves you and appreciates you for who you are. That's all you need. And it's nice, but it's not necessary to have a family who loves you, since so many people have sorry, hang on, I'll be right back. So many people have families who don't necessarily love them, and that's another thing that bothers me. It's like, you get these wonderful people whose families may, be going through rough times, may not necessarily love you, etc., etc., and that actually upsets me. I don't know why it upsets me so much, but probably because I think everyone should have a fair chance at life, and people like that, people that have families who don't love them, they have massive difficulties. I mean, interesting thing is, a lot of the time, well, from what I've seen, people who come from families that are, I guess, broken is not a bad word to use. They are the most outgoing. They try to, be liked by everyone, and that's the thing that I find amazing. It's like, even though you come from a disadvantaged background, they still continue trying to please people, and I don't know why, but that just gets me down. It's like, why can't I then be like that? Since it's like, I come from a loving family, I love my family, and they love me, but something about it, there's something odd. I don't know what it is, but it's just something in my mind says, oh, you can't, you're no good, yada. And I guess that comes from social anxiety all the time. When I was at high school, it's like, I tried to please people, and then I got, basically, you would get a voice in the back of your head saying, oh, you can't please anyone, and you're terrible, blah, 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 blah. And that's kind of hit me hard in the past few months, I think. So, but then I learned, why should you bother trying to please people? You're yourself. You're unique, like I keep saying. So the only person you need to please is yourself. If you please yourself, wonderful. If you please people around you, even better. But you don't have to please people around you. That's the thing. As long as you make yourself happy, that should be all that matters. But the sad thing is, society is a horrible place to live in if you try and do it that way, since society wants you to please it. society is basically a monster when you look at it, since it's basically puts all these rules down that says what you should and should be. And that kind of comes from high school as well, from, all the school, since it says what's the norm, and if you don't follow the norm, then you're just a weirdo and you just get outcast. You get outcast, you get bullied, you get all these things. But basically, at the end of the day, you just got to please yourself. If you please yourself, wonderful. Then you shouldn't have to worry about anyone else. Ignore the names you get called, ignore all that stuff. At the end of the day, you're yourself. You're a wonderful person, even just being yourself. And that's all that matters, really. As long as you please yourself, no one else matters. Try and please others, it never ends well, since they want you to be something you can't. And a lot of the time, that is true. Sometimes you can be it, but in trying to be it, are you truly happy? That's the question you should ask. You try to be happy, you try to, it's just, no. It's, at the end of the day, it's interesting, really, when you think about it. But what have I learned from this, from myself? Basically, I'm going to be who I want to be. There's no point being something you're not, others want you to be. There's no point in that. As long as you are who you want to be, that's really all that matters. So, thank you guys for coming and listening to my, I guess, sad ramblings, really. Since you think about it, all I'll do is sit here, make videos and ramble. Whether it'll help anyone, probably not. But as long as it helps someone, I guess that's good enough. So, thank you guys. TMan signing out.